Welcome, my Pisces, to your 2024 year ahead forecast or reading. I'm Christine, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Before we start, a few things. Please consult and be guided, or allow yourself to be guided by your intuition in terms of which placement. Usually Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, Mars, North Node, or any other. Second, I want to give credit to this New Year forecast tarot spread that I'm using to the Tarot Lady. We are going to cover the summary of the year gone by, which is 2023, career, finances, love, family and friends, spirituality, and go over each quarter. Quarter 1, January to March, quarter 2, April through June, quarter 3, July to September, quarter 4, October to December. We're gonna look at the biggest obstacle coming up for you in 2024, the best way to tackle this, overview of 2024 ahead, and then I will supplement with some oracle for additional messages around your soul path and journey, self-care, and messages from your spirit animals, archangels, and Archangel Michael. If you're interested as well, I'm doing a monthly December drawing for a complimentary 60-minute personal reading with me. That includes tarot and oracle, video, one-to-one, live. If you're interested in being entered in that drawing, don't forget to comment down below with your favorite animal. I will announce the winner in early January through a weekly energy forecast reading, post or video, as well as a community post. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is pull the cards for the tarot. I've shuffled these and cleansed the cards. Let's see what messages the universe has for my Pisces for 2024 in all these areas of life. What do they most need to know? Look at your year ahead. Okay, let's take a look now. For 2023, the summary of the year as we're wrapping it up, we got the Queen of Cups, water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Talk about engaging with your feelings, with your emotions, increasing and strengthening your intuitive and psychic gifts. 2023 may have been it could have been an emotional year, especially dealing with connections, relationships, but I feel like this also has to do with a lot of purging, emotional release, strengthening, you could say emotional vulnerability and intimacy within yourself, but also others. So there's a strengthening exercise. A strengthening energy here, but it could have been an exercise in strength for you. This is big. Relationships may have taken a key place in 2023 for you all, perhaps in ameliorating, improving, shifting, changing, but I also feel like there was a lot of opening up that was being discussed. Perhaps with certain relationships, they became deeper as a result of this, where you have elevated to the next part with your emotional journey. There's an emotional evolvement, like an evolution, a strengthening, and a closeness, a greater connection overall. I feel like some of you have been focused on healing. I heard healing your self-love, but loving yourself more in a different way, deeper, stronger connection on you, taking care of yourself, pouring into yourself. There's been a shifting here on energy too. Some of you may have been dealing with like recuperating from health, any health illnesses, things of that nature. And when you experience that, sometimes it makes you see things from a completely different way, because the way that you used to approach life has changed when you are affected in some way with your health. It could be mind, body, soul, emotional, mental health too. So I feel like there's a renewal here where you realize in 2023 that some of these things that may have manifested physically, emotionally, or mentally required some type of lifestyle change, because I'm getting an increased focus on you, what makes you feel good. Some of you, I also feel moved to tropical places. I'm getting warmth with you guys. There's something about nurturing your abode, your home, investing in simply feeling good, feeling better in all areas of your life, in your physical body, in your energetic, spiritual, emotional, mental body, like everywhere. Anything that didn't fit right, not just physically, anything that didn't fit right in your life, I felt like you flushed it out. But I'm getting the sense many of you wanted something there's a sense of warm nurturance. It could be, for many, I feel like some of you may have moved to a tropical place, warm, sunnier place, a place that feels good to your soul. And others, you may have moved, some of these places don't have to be tropical, but there's a sense of fire, of warmth here. So it could be an area where you literally have a fireplace or some type of hearth, or you move to some place that you feel good in, because your environment, it's all about energy. It really matters. I feel like for folks, for my Pisces here, that may have had difficulty really stating, naming their emotions, but more importantly, owning them and saying, you know what, I'm really grateful and blessed that I have the aptitude and the ability to feel so much. Because what I'm sensing here is that some of you may have tried in a way to diminish the way that you express your emotions, maybe to make other people feel comfortable, maybe so that you could appear a certain way. Whatever it is, there's an acknowledgement here in 2023 where I feel like you are owning who you are, and it's unapologetic. In other words, you're like, you know what, I love these gifts, whether it's your sensitivity, your empathy, the way that you're able to tap into energy, the way you're able to connect with people on a very deep emotional level. You can see people like water, like this is see-through water. I feel like you can see people clearly, and people really admire and love that about you. There was a lot of I'm hearing like shuffling with your connections, and I feel like you may have experienced a lot of changes in relationships and environments too, to see what clicked in a positive way that made you feel good. Anything else my Pisces need to know for 2023? You've leveled up big time with your emotions, and I feel like a lot of the circumstances that happened in 2023 may have been on a spectrum of emotions, but it was to help you purge, push up, and almost adult emotionally. Learn that next level for yourself. Holy smokes. When I asked for more details, we got King of Cups. Some of you may have connected or met a counterpart here, or simply found some type of union, balance, harmony within yourself and also your life. Two different decks. Look at this. There's a merging here. I feel like some type of balance. There's an energy here of just harmonizing within. It's amazing because sometimes we try to make everything look perfect on the outside, and it doesn't make us feel the way we want to. It doesn't satiate that void. There's a space here, and I feel like many of you have been going within to get what you want on the outside. This is powerful. Some of you will get into love, but some of you that have been working on yourselves a lot, especially in 2023, I feel like you're going to, if you haven't already connected to someone, you're going to attract someone very similar to you. Mirror. Look at this, King and Queen of Cups. And I feel like you're going to start attracting people that are like you, that vibe like you. If you've been wanting to connect to people that are similar to you, I feel like it's going to strengthen in 2024. Something tropical here. We get it here with this card. Some of you have moved by the beach or are planning to move by the beach. There's something with water element. Some of you may be feeling very called to work. It could be lakes too, any body of water. But I get a simplicity, a paring down, connecting with nature in a different way. Let's move on and take a look at your career for 2024. We have Two of Coins. This has been coming out for so many folks. There's a stabilization coming in your career, a balancing, and I feel like it's been a juggling act for many people. You may have been, you know, when you have to just tweak things to see what feels right. I feel like for your career, that's what's been happening. You may have been tweaking different variables like services, products, where you work, because career can be the career professional outlet, but also the work and the job itself. So I feel like there's been a lot of things that you've been doing and will be doing in 2024 to make it so it fits, it feels right. I also feel like this is about balancing your time and energy with any other areas of your life, because some of you may have had difficulty or may have been overconsumed by work or by a particular area of your life. And this is speaking with your career. It's time to find some type of balance that feels good and that resonates and aligns with your values, core values, your beliefs, that makes you feel safe. There's a grounding energy here. Many of you are really changing up or will be changing up your work hours, your work schedule, what you do day to day, your routines, how you work. Because there's something here about optimizing your energy so that you feel like, okay, this feels good. I'm not feeling too depleted. I'm not feeling like I'm overworking. I'm not feeling like I'm putting too much. It's about receiving and giving and receiving, a reciprocity, a reciprocal energy. What you put in, you get back. So it's almost like asking yourself daily. I feel like in 2024, this is going to be helpful for you, is asking yourself, how do I feel now? And how do I feel at the end of the day? Like, how did my day go? How did I feel about what I did? What things really brought me a lot of joy, energy, excitement? Where did I feel really good? And likewise, what things didn't really uplift me or make me feel good? What things kind of dragged me down or made me feel heavy? Keep a log and you'll start to see patterns, and there's different things you can do to minimize that, because sometimes if you're engaged in the drudgery of life, and these could be simple tasks like email, which tends to consume a lot of folks, time management, those in-between tasks, scheduling things, meetings that don't always provide the satisfaction that you want in a career. And also that's not always where a lot of people are able to lend their true gifts. It's not their, what do they call it, zone of excellence or zone of genius. Some people are good at that, but it's not something they want to do. And again, it'll depend on your career. So I'm sensing in 2024, there's an overall look in those themes that I mentioned that you want to explore and balance out so that your career feels more centered to you. For those of you that are wanting to grow, I feel like this also speaks to your personal life. So there's something about making sure that you are investing in the areas that you want and not allowing your career to overconsume that. Because if some of you are wanting to gain more responsibility, move up the ladder, whether you work for someone else or on your own, right? Because if you're on your own, working for yourself, contractor, freelancer, you could increase the responsibility on your plate by trying to create more in the pipeline, right? Or putting things out in the pipeline, like services, products, changing up your marketing or content strategy, going out in your community or in person, like doing networking and connecting. So there's something here about making sure that you're not taking on too much, because this is a very stabilizing energy in your career. You're not taking on too much. You're taking on things that feel good and that align to your core values, and that you are taking things on in an incremental fashion. So if you are, for example, working right now, maybe full-time, 35 to 40 hours a week, and you decide, you know, I want to go up and take more responsibility or go up to the next level, make sure that the responsibilities and the schedule and any other changes that come with that also align to your values and aren't completely different or drastic, that they're going to cause you to feel a bit overwhelmed. Because this card is really speaking to be careful of overcommitting and taking on too much, because there's an energy of making sure that you don't overcommit, or you don't overcommit your time or energy to things and say yes right away without looking at things in the long term. Some of you may have been trying to get back on your feet as well. And I feel like for those of you that have been looking for a job, looking for employment, trying to change or shift your career, you're going to see it in 2024. You're going to find that stabilization. But it's a lot of folks have been getting this. It's connected to your values, because there's been a shift collectively for everyone, especially post-pandemic. And in just recent years, it's been an acceleration of changes happening where the universe is poking at folks like, hey, get back on your path. You know this isn't right. It doesn't feel good. Check in with yourself and ask yourself, what really matters to me right now? How do I want to, or how do I desire to live and work? What does that look like for me? What feels good? Because there's some people where 12-hour days, maybe 3 times a week works for them. And others, they're like, no, I can only work 4 hours. So it's really taking into account these simultaneous layers and variables in your career to make sure that you're able to grow in the way that you want. This also speaks to, yes, you're going to put in the work and you're going to reap the results. But this is a slow moving energy. So this is very intentional. The universe is asking you in 2024, make sure that what you commit to, whether it's that promotion, greater responsibility, taking on more clients, you know, promising or committing new services or products if you're an entrepreneur, or going after jobs that you want, don't just go after any. Make sure that they align and that you're like, you know what, I really feel like I can see myself working here. Don't just apply just for the sake of applying, because that's wasted time and energy. But it's the slow and steady energy that I'm getting here in 2024. You're being asked to build on a solid foundation and constantly ask yourself, does this feel good? Does this resonate for me? This isn't a fast and steady, we're going to get results in a day, 24 hours. Any other information my Pisces need to know, please, for 2024 for their career outlook? Thank you. We got 10 of Wands. Some of you are going to be moving. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Some of you are changing your careers. And I say this because your career can be different from your job or work. And I'm putting them all together because this tarot spread doesn't delineate. But some people are following a career path right now, and they may be working somewhere else or in addition. So again, it's going to be important because this is the collective year ahead reading to take what resonates for you. But I feel like, folks, some of you are going to be shifting jobs, workplaces, or careers. You're going to leave where you're at. And I feel like it's because you've reached and you've done everything that you could at that place or in that career. Sometimes there comes a point in your life, especially since you got the Queen of Cups for 2023, and clarifying that with additional details, you got King of Cups. You guys want something meaningful. It has to connect to your heart and soul, no doubt about it. If it doesn't, I feel like you're going to say no to that in 2023, to anything that doesn't truly connect to your soul. It doesn't feel good. It's not even logic. And I feel like it has nothing to do with money either. Yeah, you want to increase your wealth. Most folks do. And you want to be comfortable, but you're not going to say yes just because of the money. It has to feel good and aligned. In that vein, some of you are going to be moving for a job, moving to go to another job, right? Like relocating, and also moving from where you're at. And I feel like this is something many of you have been thinking about, precisely because of all the cup energy. I don't feel like this is something that's going to one day, Sunday, you know, you're thinking about it, and then Monday you're like, you know what, I don't think I want to work here. I feel like for many Pisces folks that I'm connecting to here, you've been thinking a lot about what connects to you on an emotional level, especially with your career, since most of us spend so much time in that sector. For those of you that are not in the workforce, I feel like this is about getting your shit together in your life in a way where you want to use your energy fruitfully and contribute those gifts and skills you have in a way to help people. That could be staying within your home and engaging in personal growth, right? Because it's also too with career, it has to do a lot with your legacy. You could include service and how you help others too. But I feel like this is 2024 is really going to be a year where you're going to be very, very intentional. It's not just overcommitting or saying yes anymore. So there's going to be changes for some of you and endings with jobs, but I feel like it's your decision. Some of you, I feel like, have already been thinking about this in 2023, and you're just preparing for it. Like getting everything in order logistically, maybe updating documents, talking to people, or tapping into your network, looking and, you know, researching. Some of you are also moving, you're transplanting yourself. I sense for some folks, this could be related to your finances. Some of you are moving in with others, expanding, like the roommate situation, or moving in with others. I'm just getting that, like Golden Girl vibes. Where you live is the financial part is connected to the career. For some of you that are in transition, looking for jobs, or are not in the workforce, you could be in retirement. You could simply be out of the workforce for whatever reason. Doesn't matter. I feel like there's a focus here on reorganizing, redoing something with your home foundation as it relates to this aspect of your life. Some of you are revising your budget, looking to optimize your finances that you have, your existing finances, and also wanting to move someplace that's more You could call it accessible, affordable, but also a place that offers warmth. Because look at this, these are wand energies. And I mentioned earlier, I feel like many Pisces are moving somewhere warm, or at least somewhere that feels good. Okay, let's move on now to your finances. We got the Five of Cups. More water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So Five of Cups deals with some type of disappointment with loss. And we will definitely clarify. I don't feel like this means you're going to lose money in 2024. Because, you know, when people see these cards, they're like, what? But I feel like there could be some type of disappointment, fear, or sadness that's coming up. And I feel like it has to do with the decisions that you may have to make as a result of the changes that you've experienced in 2023. A lot of these are value-laden, value shifts in your values. So some of you may be changing, again, because we have some of you are going to be moving away from what you're doing, or you're simply relocating geographically. So naturally, unless the job is remote, many of you are changing the job itself or relocating and taking the job if you're a remote worker, virtual. But I feel here with finances, there could be shifts because you may be leaving a place. So that could affect your finances as well, especially if it was a place where you brought in income or a certain level of income that you desired. But I also sense, again, like I mentioned, the moving and the foundation, like the Golden Girls vibe I got. Some of you are revising your financial situation and may have to tighten up. This isn't for everyone because of what you are doing. I didn't get any educational vibes here, but I do feel like some of you are looking over like revising your budget, your expenses, and wanting to lean up. There's an intentional focus here because you're realizing that how much you invest in something, that's your time and your energy. You don't get the time back. The energy is renewable. So there's a connection here. Some of you are working on your mindset about consciousness, money consciousness, wealth, what it means to you as it relates to life and abundance in general, but also your money. And the changes that you make may ping up some of these disappointments and fears. I do feel this is connected to folks that are leaving behind certain jobs or industries. Let's get more information. Can we clarify and get additional information for my Pisces for the Five of Cups, please, for their financial outlook? We've got Nine of Swords in reverse. Some of you are in your head about this and you're being called. There's something about like stress coming through here. For some of you, your finances is tied to another person. I kept getting roommate reshuffling. So some of you are leaving a relationship and it's going to have an impact on your finances. So you could be splitting your finances with a partner, like a lover. It could be someone platonic, like a friend, roommate, family, it doesn't matter. But I sense here some type of shift happening with a relationship as it connects to your finances. And some of you, this is also because you're leaving workplace. I'm getting another deck. Sometimes we keep getting similar energy cards. I don't feel like it's because you're losing money though, or not gaining wealth. Anything else my Pisces need to know, please, for their financial sector? I feel like it's because it's tied to another person, a relationship. It could also be a job too. Can we get additional information, please, for my Pisces? I do feel overall you guys are really looking at your expenses carefully, scrutinizing them, where it's going. There's a lean up energy that I get. For some of you that own your business, I get the same. We got Knight of Discs, Pentacle, Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, I definitely am getting the relationship vibe here with your finances. Some of you are going to leave behind workplaces. It could be your choice. or you know that you just have to leave because maybe you're leaving a relationship and you're going because you got some moving energy. You definitely got moving energy, especially with the 10 of Wands. And there could be, you know, when something happens, and especially if you share a home with someone, regardless of the type of relationship, and you know you have to leave or move, it brings up the 5 of Cups energy. It could be like, oh shit. It's a little bit of stress here, what I get with both cards. So this may be something unexpected, but I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like it's unexpected. I feel like you'll know, but it's still stressful when you know you have to move, because moving is not the most fun thing. And some of you may tap into that financial scarcity, lack, anxiety, wondering, can I find something, you know, cheaper? Am I going to be able to afford it? We have the Knight of Discs here, which means you're building wealth in 2024. Some of you may not see it yet, because again, you got the Queen of Cups, King of Cups energy. You guys have leveled up emotionally. I feel like that's why some of these relationships, if they're connected to your money, especially jobs, career, work environments, and if you receive income through other people, because finances is like a second house where you make your own money, and 8th house energies. So some of you don't see it or will not see it yet in 2024. I feel like many of you already are aware of this. Everyone's on different timelines, so I just want to let you guys know that. There's a steady, stable, this is a beautiful card for finances, a steady, stable growth in finances. Some of you are going for more, I heard higher ground. I feel like you're going somewhere where you feel safe. Interesting, because wands have nothing to do. We usually see this with earth energies, the cow, but we got another cow here. A cow, ox, bull, they're bovines. Cow, I just call them cow family. You got that on the wands, 10 of wands, and you got that here with the Knight of coins. So you are getting stability. This is something to do with power and control. Mythology with the we'll just say bull, because the cow is also a feminine energy. It's about fertility and expansion. Some of you are taking your power back. You're leaving a situation that didn't help you, relationship or professionally, like a work environment. And you're taking your own spark and you're like, I'm gonna do this myself. Some of you are striking out on your own, or you're strengthening your business. I get that right away. Some of you may feel like, you know what, I'm tired of working for other people. I want to create something on my own, or nurture that. Or get into an environment, into a job that offers that similar energy for you, where you have more freedom, creative flexibility to build, to contribute, where you're not micromanaged. This is going to allow you to expand in 2024. Some of you, there's a map here. Some of you are moving or have moved. You're planning a move. And this is going to positively influence your finances and your career. Sometimes we don't see the whole picture yet. It's like one of those paintings, or paint by numbers. You only see when you start painting it, the colored parts, right? Where the different shades are, but you don't see the rest that remains unpainted. Let's take a look at your love life. One sec. Got 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is, some folks denote it as a marriage card, because you got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You can't see the wands here, but think of the sticks, the columns. If you hear any noises, those are my wiener dogs. One is having a bad dream, it seems. I mentioned earlier, for those of you that are single or in relationships, there's going to be a strengthening, and I feel like you're going to meet someone. Maybe it's on vacation. I kept getting warm tropical vibes with you all. I don't know if you're planning a vacation. I feel like many of you are moving somewhere warm, or at least somewhere that warms your heart. So that could be in the mountains for some of you, but there's something here with the heart connection and the place that you are living at, relocating to, moving. I feel like you're gonna meet a very strong soul counterpart. And I feel like for folks that are looking for love, 2024 is going to be where you align. I keep hearing, look at the sticks, they're the same. But there's a coming together here with the 4 of Wands. It's very passionate. It's like you were revisiting someone you've known. You know, when you meet someone It can be anyone, platonic or romantic, but when you meet someone and you see them after a while, it just feels like home. It feels comforting, and you're like, hey, it's good to see you, and you just feel good around them. That's what I feel. It's like coming home to someone, and you may not have ever met them in this lifetime. Some of you will feel like you've known them, so it could be past life. There's a reunion, and I mean that, like a reunion of the souls. For those of you that, okay, I'm getting something else before I move on to those in relationships. For the singles, I heard get out there and have fun and show your passionate side. Don't be afraid, especially with the emotional up-leveling. Don't be afraid to allow your emotions to peek through, to really show yourself. Because that energy of who you truly are is going to connect you to this person, because they're going to really love that about you. Like wearing your heart on your sleeves. There's something nurturing, soft, that I feel this person is attracted to, regardless of gender or sex. And it has to do with your intuition, your connection to yourself and to the divine. For those that are in relationships, there's a coming together. Some of you are going to get married right away. And if you're not interested in the label of marriage, it's just a union. You're coming together and celebrating that union. It's like stuckness, like glue. That's what I'm getting here. You're coming together and celebrating in that way. So there's an up-leveling, another layer to that relationship. A commitment, we'll call it a commitment. Some people exchange rings, because I'm seeing exchange of promise rings, vows, ceremonies, and just promises to each other. For those of you that have been in relationships for a while, you're like, yeah, past that. We've been married or we've been together for quite some time. There's a strong deepening. I'm getting that, I don't know what they're called, hot plates, those stoves that are not part of the stove, they're separate. People use them when they go camping, or sometimes you have them separately if you don't have a big stove, especially in small studios or apartments. I see the heat going up here. So I feel like there's going to be a shakeup, a reinvigoration. This is like a recommitment. You can call it's similar to the energy of renewal of vows. I feel like you and your partner are going to get to know each other again, but on a very deep spiritual level. Some of you may travel together or go on some type of journey together that enables you to learn one another. It could be like a retreat, it could be a course. What I'm about to say doesn't mean you're gonna have kids, but you know, when people have children, they usually have a partner with them. Not everyone. It doesn't matter the partner, but you have someone with you to support sometimes. This is the energy that I'm sensing with the courses, workshops, pilgrimages, journeys that you may embark on. It's almost like saying, you know what? Let's try something new. Let's go rock climbing together, and you do it together, and it helps you grow in such a new but profoundly deep way. That's what I'm getting at. So I'm listing those examples solely for the energy. There's a deepening of a bond here. It's almost like, okay, we're gonna open that, you know, the banks, how they have the vaults hidden with all the treasures, money, etc. It's like you're opening up each other's vaults and you're going deeper. This has to do with, I feel like, the work, emotional work here. Another layer of intimacy. Ooh, it's gonna get heated. For folks that do not want, they're like, count me out. I don't want to have a relationship. I'm not interested in dating. You just want to focus on yourself. Complete union of your feminine and masculine energies. Many of you are going to be going on this isn't just, okay, I'm starting a self-love journey. This is diving deep, getting to know yourself on both sides, because there's different energies that are being represented here. For some of you that have been uncomfortable tapping into your feminine energy, I feel like you're going to look at that more. Same thing with masculine energy, and it's going to be different with everyone. It's like marrying the two parts, marrying the two parts within yourself. I thought what I said sounded like mirroring, like a mirror. But this is going to allow you to understand yourself on a different level, especially as it relates to parental or caretaker wounds or anything that you're healing, because a lot of the energies that we take on, consume, and reflect and operate in have a lot to do with how we were raised, the parents or the caretakers that took care of us. And so a lot of times, if you were raised by someone that was strongly suited in their masculine energy, more than likely you may adopt that. So there's an energy that's void there. Like, hey, the feminine energy is like, wait, what about me? So there's a deepening here of that relationship. Let's see if we can get any more information. Anything else my Pisces need to know for their love life? It's deep, but it's spiritual deep. This is, I don't know how else to say other than deep, but I don't feel like deep is the right word for you all. You know when you make promises, you see in movies where kids exchange rings or little necklaces like BFF and they have half? It's like that. That's the energy that I'm feeling for you all and what you're doing. You want something to feel emotionally connected. It has to feel aligned soul, on the soul level. You're not just doing it just because. Okay. Anything else to know? We got 4 of Cups. Some of you are still shedding. I'm going to keep this general. In love, some of you are still shedding belief systems, mindsets, anything that you feel may potentially sabotage your relationships, especially folks that are looking for love. And if you're single too and you don't want love relationships, there's something too about diving deeper with your emotional self, especially if it means going back in time and revisiting some not so fond memories. This is also saying, make sure not to forget yourself in relationships. Make sure not to get consumed by others. If some of you have had the tendency in previous relationships where you connect with someone and you're like, oh, this feels amazing, and then you find yourself kind of lost or consumed by them, this is like the bell. The universe is like, wait, ding, 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 warning. Don't forget to include yourself and to put yourself first. We got a shitload of cup energies. Remember 2023? It's keeping your main character energy. More importantly, it's learning how to always prioritize yourself and keep that energy in all relationships. I'll say that even though we're on love, it's in all relationships. Your work relationships and environment, family and friends, and also with love counterparts and with yourself. Honor yourself first, because I feel like when some of you overgive or invest too much and you become absorbed by overdoing it, and this is for those even in relationships right now, I feel like you find yourself disappointed, like, oh, I was expecting this, or I was expecting to receive this or that. And sometimes that simply means adjusting your expectations, going back to your worth and your value and making sure, wait, how are things aligning? Where am I overgiving as well? And maybe instead I need to, that extra overgiving energy, give to myself. Because this is one of, oh, I did it again. I overgave, or I did something and I was expecting something in return and I didn't get it. So just be aware of that in all of your relationships and how you are progressing in that. And a lot of times it has to do with simply communicating, especially if you're feeling like there's some type of divergence or discrepancy with, hey, you know, I've been, for example, superficial example, but I've been cooking a lot and you're not even helping with the dishes. Sometimes people don't know. We just have to communicate our boundaries, our needs, our wants to people and express that. So communication is going to go a long way. Don't keep your emotions hidden and be aware of any patterns that you find yourself repeating. Let's continue on to family and friends. We got 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. So for some of you, let me see, in 2024, some of you may be a part of or may have had conflict with your family, friends as well. And you may be putting to death in 2024, metaphorically. You may be ending certain patterns as they relate to these connections, but also certain relationships. And I feel like for some of you, this has to do with moving. Some of you are creating distance. It could be emotional or physical distance. But there's a completion here, a cycle. And I feel like it has to do with the way that you related to your friends and family. I'm getting the strong energy of overgiving and managing boundaries. Some of you have really learned, especially in 2023, what energy management looked like for you and what it felt. Because I feel like Pisces that I'm connecting to, a shitload of water here. You guys feel things very strongly, and it's not just the archetype of Pisces. I feel like there's been a lot of different situations that have popped up that have made you realize where you have put yourself in a position where you overgave, or you saw things, or you projected things onto situations or people that it didn't give you the result that you wanted. You didn't get what you want out of it, and it didn't leave you feeling good. Because I sense a personal connection to yourself in 2023, like a glow up, a deep dive of like, you know what? We're resolving this. We're strengthening our connection to the divine. We are emotionally adulting and leveling up. It's like emotional intelligence, emotional quotient. It has different levels, right? You become stronger every time. And I sense that. I feel that with your relationships across all these categories we have gone through so far, with career, finances, and love. With family, I feel like some of you are putting to death certain patterns, especially intergenerational, or those that have repeated ancestrally and by lineage. Some of you are ending that. You're healing that. It could have to do, like I said, with energy management, with boundaries, speaking your truth, and knowing that you can love someone, but you don't have to allow people to take advantage of you or walk all over you. Let's get some more information. What else do my Pisces need to know for these 10 of Wands, please? Thank you. We got 6 of Pentacles. Give and take is important for you in 2024. You guys are only engaging with friends and family, and learning to as well, that are reciprocal. Some of you have been dealing with leeches. I feel like it extends beyond family and friends too, but I feel like in this area, I feel like you're really refining people, especially with the Pentacle energy. But it's like quality. I'm getting chocolate. This is akin, you guys. These are metaphors that I'm using. I have no judgment or shame, or I'm not shaming anyone with the chocolate. It's like having the cheap chocolate compared to the good quality chocolate. Many of you are going for quality now over quantity, and you're really learning to look at the exchange that you have. It's not just a tit for tat or transactional, but it's like an overall feeling. There's an energy here of, you know what, the energy that I invest in others, I expect the same back. If not, I feel like you're moving on, because we got 4 of Cups, and I feel like this has to do with some patterns that have repeated, and I feel like it's part of your family or lineage, and you're seeing it and have been seeing it in some of your relationships, which didn't come out. I heard fruition. It didn't ripen in the way that you want. You know, when you pick fruit too early from a tree, it's not usually sweet. It sucks. It's sour, or it just doesn't have taste. So in that respect, some of you have realized just from what you've gone through, because there's a lot of moving away energy. And I got that earlier with your 2023. Some of you are just choosing for yourself in 2024. You're like, damn it, I want to be happy for myself. And that may mean moving away from some friends and family and just people. You got 10 of Wands, remember, for your career. Some of you may find more solid connections in your career, creativity sector, like things you do for fun, pleasures. You're willing to grow in 2024 with your friends and family, so long as it's reciprocal. That's really key here. And I think that's something that many Pisces have been learning, that it doesn't do you any good constantly giving and giving and giving, and even trying when you're not getting that back. There's a level of acceptance with the 10 energy. It's a completion energy. You can't revive what is gone, what you no longer want. It's as if the smoke has burnt out in a fireplace and there's nothing left to burn, right? You'd have to collect more wood, or I don't know what it's called that people use to burn, the scrap things, the wood. It's that energy here. Bottom of the deck, we have the World card. 6 of Cups. Many of you guys are reuniting. I keep getting reuniting with you. Soulmates, kindred spirits, platonic and romantic too. Some of you are going to meet love through this community, through these people that you know. Queen of Pentacles. Some of you, it's going to happen, like I said, in your work, professional, creative environment. I just get strong movement with you guys. Exploration. Some of you are going to go out of bounds. You're going to go out of where you normally go. So if any of you haven't traveled before, you're going to take that trip. Some of you are signing up. I'm getting chills. Some of you are signing up for things that are, how do I put it? Out of your comfort zone, perhaps is the best way to say it. But there's an expansion energy, and you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people here. a lot of water energy. Some of you are planning retreats, vacations, or you're moving. Again, tropical. I don't know why I keep getting that with you guys. Let's get this other deck here. Anything else I keep hearing Taurus too. Anything else my Pisces need to know, please, for their friends and family outlook for 2024? Okay, we got 2 cards. We got 9 of Cups, more water, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and 3 of Wands. Wow, I feel like you're gonna get opportunities. There's gonna be an enrichment in this area of your life, growth. But there's something about moving here. For some of you, especially with your family, I'm gonna say, some of you have a better relationship with your family when you don't live too close to them. It's like the bonds are strengthened. And it's weird, it's all energetic. And sometimes there's an element too of acceptance where you're like, well, it doesn't do us any good if we're together because we fight more than when we're apart. And so there's an energy of the further away you are, it solidifies, it strengthens that connection. For others, what I sense in 2024, some of you are putting in or will be putting in effort in your friends and family relationships. Many of you are going to get new energies coming into you, but I also feel like you're waiting to see how that goes. Almost as if you plant something and then you watch it and you're like, I'm going to wait and see if my fruit comes in, especially if you're a first-time gardener and you plant a watermelon seed and you just keep checking, right? You're like, did the watermelon come through? Did a plant come through? That's the energy I feel here with the friends and family. Some of you are waiting for perhaps the tides to turn, for folks to start shifting, because I feel like you have been doing your work. For those that are tapping in here, and that's very broadly what I'm saying. You've been working on yourself. You've been focusing on what it is you need to heal and do. But there's an element here of release and control and realizing, well, I'm gonna have to wait and see how things ripen up, how things come up. Let's take a look at your spirituality outlook. We got 7 of Wands. Concerted effort here. You're putting your energy in this area of your life as well. And I heard for some it may feel difficult. You got a lot of energy too around tropics. I keep saying that. Being outside in nature's something about that. But I feel like you're putting dedicated effort and time into your spirituality into 2024. I almost said 2004. You're going to be building and putting in that energy consistently. Some of you are doing new things that are going to elevate your spirituality. Again, I keep getting travel with you guys. It could be also through book learning, going deeper on a topic, or starting a new knowledge, a new course in learning, something new that you're exploring. But there's a sense of intellectual exploration as there is geographical and physical exploration. Some of you are taking a course or a series of courses in other places where you'll travel, or it could be remote, where you will connect to other people from around the world. Others are physically going there. Keep getting retreat. So it could be, and they can be all types. It could be local retreat too. I want to make that clear. Travel is travel. It could be local within your community. It could be close by and then farther away to other countries or regions. You're going to gain a tremendous amount of growth, accelerated growth, because you're going to connect to other people as well. Something about worldviews, philosophies. Some of you are wanting to enrich this area of your spiritual life, wanting to learn more and something different as well, and coming together with people. Some of them are from very diverse backgrounds, but you all have a genuine interest in something like connecting to the earth or forest or energy healing. There's something specific that ties you all together. Let's take a look and see anything else my Pisces need to know for their spirituality in 2024. Some of you, if you're interested in doing clubs, courses, retreats, pilgrimages, 2024 is a great year to do that. A lot of nature stuff. Some of you may be doing things along the beach, bodies of water, lakes, cabins, nature, forest bathing, that type of stuff. What do they call it? Tree therapy? Forest therapy? It's got a name. There's something where there's a connection to nature. Some of you may be working, I heard, on organic farms. What are they called? WOOF? It's an organization, the Worldwide Federation of Organic Farms. I don't know the name, but I remember I'm hearing WOOF. WOOF. And I'm just seeing people, like, it looks like farming to me. Like communal food production, growing from the earth. But it's very spiritual. It's not just, yeah, we're going to grow together and eat it. Very intentional, methodical, where you learn the fruits and vegetables and other animal things, like I'm seeing eggs, herbs. You're looking at the process, the interrelation, the life cycles, the ecosystem, relating it. It's very spiritual. And some of this also has accompanying, we can say, like day visits. Like, okay, you're here, maybe your main work during this time will be doing that, but then you'll have opportunities to visit a trail or a forest or take a class in this. It's a lot of learning here. Anything else my Pisces need to know for their spirituality? You're going all in. That's what I'm hearing. Hermit card, Virgo, healer. What are those lines? You guys see those lines? Maybe they're from the twinkle lights. They're horizontal lines. I've never seen them before. To me, this speaks of your inner sanctum, sanctuary, inner world. You're leveling up here with your spirituality. For some of you, this is going to be a dedicated course of study that you're going on. For some, this could engender as well solitude, solo traveling, where you may participate in retreats, but you may largely want to do things on your own. Because I've been getting a lot of images of the pilgrimage some folks take from France, Portugal, or Spain, Santiago de Compostela, and people generally go or start off sometimes alone, sometimes with pairs or a group, and then they can mingle with other people. That's the energy I get. You may be doing something largely on your own to attain some level of deepening of knowledge, mastery perhaps, or learning something new, but wanting to connect in a different way. Okay, let's take a look now at the first quarter, January, February, and March. What's coming up for my Pisces? One sec. Page of Swords, the knowledge starts. I feel like the first quarter, this is going to be a time where you are going to come into some type of, it could be topic, news, messages, information, wisdom, but something like a tidbit. You know, when you read an article and you're like, ooh, that sounds really interesting, and you file it away or you just forget about it. There's something here that's going to come during the first quarter that's going to pique your interest. And I feel like it's related to your spirituality. And like I mentioned, lots of movement here. It could be too related to your career, but something's going to spark your interest. And I feel like that's going to be the seed, the beginning of some of these, the deepening of this area in 2024. So be open. These are psychic, intuitive messages as well, and practical. Like someone says something, or you read a book, or you see something. I'm getting those boards in many towns, communities, also colleges. They have those public boards where people post different things. I'm losing the name for what it's called, but people post advertisements. They're like, hey, I need a room in, and they have the little slips at the bottom. Similar to that, where you may find something that piques your interest and you're like, ooh, you read a book and you get more information from it, or you attend a course or a workshop and it leads you there, you know, to something else. So the first quarter of 2024, it's really going to be intellectually stimulating for you. There's going to be a lot of curiosity, a lot of wonder. Look what we have at the bottom. This reminds me of some of the architecture, perhaps in the Middle East. I'm getting Turkey right away. Some of you, this may be at a library event or function. Okay. Anything else my Pisces need to know for the first quarter? Some of you are getting back into books, I heard. You're getting back into books. If you haven't read in a long time, I feel like you're going to take an exploration in books. It could be buying books, perusing books online, going to the library or bookstore. I kept seeing library, you know, the card catalog, old-fashioned one. Anything else my Pisces need to know? 7 of Cups. Be careful, because I feel like you may be consumed by what it is that you're learning or what you gained wisdom on, the insights, and also the amount. You know, when you go down a rabbit hole, say you're interested in learning how to watercolor. Google that and you're going to get a shitload. Put it in YouTube, you're going to get a shitload. So be careful of overwhelming yourself. I'm getting overwhelmed. Be careful of, how do I balance this, what I'm about to say? It's okay when you're led by passion. It's easy to become all consumed. Some of you may have a tendency to become obsessed when you get something, when you get involved into something that you're interested in. You're like, oh, this is amazing. And you just go all in. It's like drop the suitcases, we're going all in. You may Google it, you may get books, you may connect to classes. It's that type of thing. I support that. But just be careful of overwhelming yourself too much and too soon. Take it slowly, especially with the Page of Swords. A lot of intellectual, emotional stimulation going on, and that could overwhelm you, especially energetically. So just something to take caution on. Some of you may want to create some type of folder or some type of journal where you document resources and you pursue them as you go. Because sometimes what I'm getting here is, okay, I'm going to sign up for a course in watercolors, just for an example. And then you see more courses, and by the end of the week, you find out you have like 3 books, 2 courses, and all of this. And you're like, what do I do? Where do I start? Sometimes starting with one step and with one resource is the best thing. Let's go into quarter 2. It'll be April, May, and June. That's the spring season. That's initiating for folks in the Northern Hemisphere, and fall for those in the Southern Hemisphere. We have the Knight of Cups. You got so much cup energy. Emotions are ruling you guys in 2024. You're being led by what feels good. I get almost a buoyant inner child energy too. You know how kids, they just do things that are fun, and if it isn't, they literally stand up and walk away. It's like, I don't want to do this. Your second quarter, I feel like that's what you're heading for. You're engaging in all things that make you feel good and really connecting to that powerfully, and it's guiding you. It's reawakening you. Perhaps during the first quarter, which tends to be depending on where you are in the world, but it's like a dormant because we're opening up to more light seasonally with the equinoxes that are coming. There's a time of, okay, this is like background research, getting things going, peeking into what this is about. And then I feel like in quarter 2, that's when you may truly, like a flower, bloom, connect to this material in some way. Some of you are going to connect to other emotions, other people, other energies. So there's a coming together here where you may join a club, a meetup, you may connect to people virtually, you may find some type of group that is going to allow you to expand in this way. I also feel like with the Knight of Cups, some of you, this could be a time when love flourishes in whatever way. It's going to be different for everyone. But there's just a heightened sense of feeling good, of riding this energy, of being led by your heart. Because when you're led by your heart, you can't go wrong. It's not about deluding yourself either, where people are like, but I was led by my heart. I know this was... That's why we have balanced energies, right? But this is also listening to your intuition. You're getting a preponderance of that here. Anything else my Pisces need to know? Okay, it flung up. 5 of Cups. We got 5 of Cups for your finance. You got 5 of Cups here with the Knight of Wands for the second quarter. For some of you, this is going to be about love, relationship. It could be connections. It could be friendships too. But I feel a vast majority, it'll be about some type of love, dating, relationship in general. There's something here I keep getting about fears of commitment, of opening up in some way, of being seen. There's something here that keeps looping, and I feel like it has to do with self-sabotage. So it's important to listen to what you're feeling and to ask yourself, is this a fear that's coming up? Am I noticing something that's repeating? What's going on? Especially for those of you that are connecting to new energies, friendships, and also dating, new love. Some of you, I get the energy that some of you, there's something that's coming up around a fear, and it may self-sabotage this situation. So think about in past relationships. I give this advice to several other signs. Review all your relationships, platonic and romantic, and see which ones are still present, are still continuing, and which relationships have ended. And take a look at some themes that have erupted. What challenges arose in these connections? What were the highlights? You're going to see patterns, because there's something that's being shown to you where I feel like you're disappointed before the relationship even continues on. There's something here where I feel like when someone is too lovey-dovey, we'll keep it at that, friendship or romantic, it almost can be like breadcrumbing or love bombing energy. I feel like when someone is too like that with you, you shut down, or you get suspicious or close off in a way. And there's something around that that's coming up. I feel like it's something that wants to be healed because it has to do with your connections, with your relationships. And it could be learning to manage the emotions and feelings of others that you may be exposed to and also feel, and realizing that they're distinct from your own. Some of you, I get too the overwhelming sense of being consumed. Again, I'm getting that feeling of overwhelmed. You know, sometimes when you have a lot of emotions at play, it sometimes feels like you're overwhelmed with water, like a tsunami of emotions here. And it may overwhelm you. Some of you identify as highly sensitive people because there's a nervous system energy that I'm feeling. It's just complete overwhelm with emotions. So some of you in these situations, instead of ruminating or thinking about what if or what has happened, especially in past relationships, taking space and time is going to be super important, and being vocal about it, communicating. I feel like the Pisces I'm connecting to, you guys need a lot of time on your own. You guys need time on your own, not just to whisk off, like this, whisk off energies, but also to cleanse yourself, and also to make sure that you know what it is you're feeling and can identify it separate from other people. Because sometimes I feel you pick up the energies of others, and it could have to do with their feelings, not about you, but about past situations. And they get projected onto you. It's like you absorb other people's thoughts, and you're like, what? So there's an energy here of making sure, take time, pause, reprieve, for example, until you know how you feel and what it is that you're feeling about a certain connection, any kind, romantic or platonic. Q2, this is coming about. This also speaks to anything that's coming up, like an opportunity, a decision, anywhere where you're gonna put in your time and your energy. It's important to feel that, because I feel like some of you get overwhelmed very easily, very quickly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's simply knowing and saying to yourself, okay, time out here. We gotta separate ourselves first from some energies, take time, a lot of nature. So some of you have like secret gardens. I'm hearing secret garden, like that book. You have a special place that you like that really helps you center yourself, and that'll allow you to make a decision that's not only informed, but that fits you, that's aligned, and that feels good. Because I'm not getting this is bad, like you're gonna have people that come in that are gonna screw you over and you're gonna be feeling this way again. I largely feel it's a pattern that's coming up from within to heal. Because I get a lot of beautiful energy heading towards you, But some of you, it's like a mini freak out moment when you're like, oh my God, what do I do? It's kind of like when someone pushes you on stage and they're like, talk, and you're like, what? Even though you are a master at this subject or theme. Don't drown yourself in other people's emotions. Final message, please, on quarter 2 for my Pisces. Thank you. Duality. Things are constantly shifting. What I get here completely is shifting. It's important when you feel a certain way to express that to others and to yourself. There's something here about making sure that you let others know, and this may be something like practicing an elevator speech when you need time apart, or you simply need to say, you know what, I need a minute to think about this. I will get back to you, and that's it. Keep it short, simple, and sweet. And you know that means for you that you will dedicate time to connect to that and think about it without feeling the pressure of having to respond, react, or engage, especially if it consumes other people. Excuse me, concerns other people. Keep getting consuming with you all. Let's look into your third quarter, July, August, September. Summer months for the Northern Hemisphere people, and winter. We got the devil. Capricorn energy. There's a pattern here that you are going to resolve in 2024, and it's coming up. It's sneaking up, and we're seeing this happen in different relationships. Sorry for my squeaky chair. It's sneaking up, and I feel like this is coming to resolve, to find resolution. There's something here, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and something here is about to be expunged. The universe is like, we want you to learn this. That's why I feel like all of these, they got a crap load of cup energies, but it's anxious, almost fearful energy, and this is coming up to be resolved, especially when it concerns other people or things that you feel are too good to be true. For some of you, I feel like this has to do with releasing control. This is tied with your emotions. Because you may have been or experienced betrayal, especially by people closest to you. There's something here about trusting. Looking at people's actions and if they match what it is that you're feeling. Because if it doesn't, you know your answer. You have your answer. Some people I feel underestimate you guys. They may see you as really nice or label you in some way. And it's okay to be kind. But I feel like what needs to be rectified here is feeling what you're feeling and then looking out into the world in reality and seeing, okay, I'm sensing this thing, but this person is doing something different. What's going on? Because I feel like many of you feel and see things before, and sometimes you don't always connect to that. And I feel like this is being healed. It's allowing yourself to open that door that may be a little bit scary, where you have not been able to trust people completely or feel what it's like to trust people, and it's being practiced. You're practicing that through these different dynamics, situations, people. Let's get a fresh deck. Anything else my Pisces need to know for quarter 3? Something wants to be healed big time. Two of Swords. Got the Tower at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this has to do with knowing your truth and differentiating it from others. Something about sticking up for yourself and your boundaries. Because with some of the energies that I've seen here, there's a disappointment coming through. You're excited, but then there's a disappointment that follows through, because it feels like there were mixed messages or mixed assumptions about expectations. So be careful, because with the Two of Swords, this is about, sometimes it's about making choices, making decisions, being truthful and honest. It largely taps in, I'm keep getting like your intuition. This has to do with exchanges with other people. This has to do with love as well. So take a look at the patterns that you've seen that have repeated in your relationships, because that's what's being highlighted here in 2024. And I feel like you'll know as we end this year what these are. Because once you are aware of these, that's the easiest part, I feel, is the awareness. Because for so long, many of us go unconsciously meandering through the world and we don't realize what's happening. And then in the, you know, as time passes by, we realize, oh shit, I've been doing this, or I've been allowing this, or this has been happening, or I didn't notice this. And then you do notice it, and it's not the same. Because once you notice something, you can't unnotice it. Once you see a pattern and you recognize it, you see it. It's really interesting when you notice that, especially in relationships. There's a pattern here that's being resolved. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone to like you. I feel like you all are naturally innate as divine beings, and everyone too, but I have to say this for you guys, you're naturally very lovable creatures. I don't know why I said creatures. Some of you may like animals, like I'm getting Care Bears. You're natural lovable as you are, and there's nothing to prove to people your worth or your value around that. And that's where I feel like some of you get tangled up, because you may extend that energy by overdoing or trying to demonstrate that in some way, and you don't have to. And that's where I feel like some people take advantage of you too. Because, you know, when someone is really accommodating and nice, some people see that and they weasel their way in and basically extract as much as they can, like a juicer. They extract what they can from that person. And I'm feeling that. I'm feeling this alone vibe. 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, Hermit, 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords. I feel this energy, and 5 of Cups you got throughout all these different areas. There's a pattern here, a self-limiting belief too that's being healed, and it has to do, connects for many of you from earlier in your life and for some in past life. So again, taking that revisionary approach with your relationships, you're gonna see patterns, and it's simply for awareness. So I recommend, 100% recommend doing this exercise and keeping a journal, because the level of awareness is going to be important here. Okay, let's go on to your final quarter 4, October, November, December. We have Queen of Wands, Leo energy, fire, so Aries and Sagittarius. The Queen is back. Energy, you guys, has nothing to do with sex or gender. I feel like you are 100% going to overcome this, and everyone's on different timelines too, so I want to be aware. Some of you may be like, yep, been dealing with this, but remember, the universe throws us, I call them pop quizzes. I wish they were surprise birthday parties where we didn't have to deal with pop quizzes, but they're like pop quizzes where the universe, if you are wanting to connect to a life partner, for instance, right, or a group of friends that you really connect to, the universe will pop in and throw a lot of people your way. And what's also being asked too is, wait, did you learn some of these lessons? Because they're going to throw in people where they may be people that have similar patterns from those that you don't want to be with or associate with. That's why your intuition is strong, and I feel like that's why you've been that's why you've been focusing and getting very comfortable with recognizing your emotions separate from others, like energy management, recognizing what's yours and what's not mine, and boundaries especially. You guys want quality. You're up-leveling. From Hershey to, what's the fancy chocolate? And I'm just saying this, you guys, for fun, in terms, I don't discriminate with the chocolates. I'm just saying this, but you get my idea. You're taking ownership here at the end of the year. It's like you're rising up with strength, with passion, with fervor. This is a card, this energy, they know their value and their worth, and they're not afraid to show it, but they're also not afraid to emanate, to allow themselves to fully shine, to be seen for who they are, even if other people don't see it. This is a person, when they walk in the room, the lights, the streamers, the volcanoes go up. You know, it's that presence. They're confident in themselves, and I feel like you all are paving the way towards that. And some of you that have already been there, you're simply going up an octave in your own journey. There's a certainty here where you're taking your own control back. You're taking control back of your own life. This is top leadership. You're being seen though, and I feel like it has a lot to do with the work you've been doing with your emotions and also with your heart space. We got more tropical energy here too. Some of you may be going to islands, Bali, Indonesia, Malaysia. They have islands, all Southeast Asia, but all around the world. Coast of Africa, Hawaii, Micronesia, Polynesia, all different islands. What else do my Pisces need to know, please, for their final quarter of 2024? We got the Moon card, Cancer Pisces energy. There's a strong focus on shining your light, really connecting to your intuition, your emotional environment, and really digging deep. The Moon is about depth, also about the past, connection to the past, remembrances, remembering who you are. I feel like this year is going to allow you to do that. Some of you are, if you haven't already, you may, again, it's gonna be different for everyone. Some of you may be feeling called or are interested in doing past life regression, past life readings, Akashic records, things having to do with the past. Could be past with your family tree, past with other incarnations, and past for some other civilizations, other species. I also get the energy at the end of the year. You know those socialite balls, those coming out balls? Cotillion, that's what they're called. That's what I'm sensing here. You're gonna unveil a new way of energy, a new way of being, where you're very confident in your emotions. You're gonna be managing, I feel throughout 2024, strengthening and working on your boundaries. Your energy management, I feel like, is key here. Key. Learning how to exist with others in a way that feels good for you. Because I feel like that's been problematic in that you may tend to take on other people's stuff and not even realize it. And here I feel like at the end of quarter four, end of 2024, October, November, December, there's a mastery here. It's like you've been in school and you're coming out for graduation. You're like, yes. Many of you are going to be practicing through these experiences with other people continuously, because I wish we could learn this in 24 hours or in a week. I wish we could take a course, energy management, because we could take it practically. But in terms of the soul, I don't know a lot of folks. I don't know any actually where you learn this all in 24 hours or in a week. It's a continuous cycle and it's a process. Okay, let's pivot now and take a look at the biggest obstacle you'll face in 2024. King of Cups. You got that. Remember 2023 summary? You got that clarifying your Queen of Cups. King of Cups. It's still navigating with your emotions and contending to that. This has to do also with your psychic energy. It's differentiating between different types of energy too. I feel like many of you may exist in different realms. simultaneously. So you're feeling a lot of different things at the same time, past, present, future. And it's almost as if you have a bunch of energies around you, like kids with different personalities. That's what I'm sensing here. So the biggest obstacle is going to be contending with your emotions and with others' emotions and energies, emotional bodies. I feel like many of you have strengthened it in 2023, and there's going to be a continuing process. I pulled another card for this. We got the Emperor. Aries. For some of you, dealing with emotions and relationships, connections, and also the energies pertaining to older folks. It could be father figures, authority figures, teachers and guides is going to be important. And some of you are going to learn this with someone like this as well. So be careful of folks. If any of you feel like you're intimidated from people, if there's a power differential of any sorts and you feel diminished or small, look back, because I feel like it's connected to a pattern that you're trying to absolve, you're trying to heal and remediate in 2024. So this could be feeling intimidated where someone uses something, some form of manipulation, like they're in a higher position or they have more money, something like that, whatever it is. Or simply sometimes their size. People will use the size of their physical body, especially if they're taller or bigger, they'll use it to intimidate people. So there's something here coming through, because your power has nothing to do with your size. In Q4, I feel like you're recognizing that people are going to feel the immense amount of power you have, and it has to do with centralizing and controlling your own emotions, but also it's the energy with it, because they're affected. It's like the fish, but they play together, the energies and the emotions, so they feed off one another. Let's see how best to tackle this. We have the Sun, Leo energy, and you got in Q4 Leo energy with the Queen of Wands. So some of you are being asked to pull the Leo archetype. Take a look in your chart where Leo is at, because I could give also more information for you. But Leo is the sun, and the sun is not afraid to shine. It's a big ass heat, strong sense of heat here. Don't be afraid to keep your light brighter. And I've heard some folks say, you know, when you're around other people, you should watch it and you should dim it. And no, you're not here to make other people comfortable. It's not the same thing when, you know, you're trying to make room on the couch and there's books and you're telling people sit. That's a different level of making people comfortable. You move the books, right? And they're like, okay, it's not going to bother you. Your light, your energy, the way that you present yourself in the world, your confidence, your esteem, that's for you and that's on you. If someone else is uncomfortable with that or it causes some type of discomfort, that's on them. You don't need to dim your light, and you shouldn't. You're being asked here, an antidote to this obstacle of emotions is getting in touch with your own energy and with your light and not being afraid to enact that. Because I feel like for many, there's almost a power that wants to be unleashed, but some of you may hide it because of what you're feeling. So this also speaks to getting comfortable with feeling and understanding what's yours and what's not. This is where a central, like here, centrality, a central spiritual routine practice is going to help. Also, making sure that you have enough time for yourself, and that'll look different for everyone. But for some of you, water element is coming through strongly, nature as well, mountains too. So there's something about nature that I feel is going to be especially cleansing for you. The sun as well is a very wonderful cleanser, sun and moonlight, but sun in particular. This speaks to your life force energy as well. You got to take care of your energy. The best way you're going to tackle this is by taking care of yourself optimally. So this year is going to be about finding what feels the best for you. Some of you may have to play around with the practical things like sleep, what you put into your body, how you take care of your body, movement, etc., to find something that feels right and good. The same thing with the amount of time and energy that you are pouring into whatever you're dedicating to, with schooling, with work, It could be volunteer or simply taking care of and tending to your home, to your life, to your hobbies and pleasures. When you know yourself the best, you'll be able to instantly feel when something is off. So 2024 for many Pisces, you're strengthening and mastering your own energy in a different way. That's a huge elevation that's happening, because when when you know yourself the best, you'll be able to feel when something is infringing upon you, or when something or someone, an energy, it could be physical or unseen, is encroaching, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not mine. And it'll enable you to take steps to protect it. Sun is also standing in your power. Don't allow anyone to diminish you. Don't allow anyone to take your power. I'm getting strong sacral, not sacral, solar plexus. I saw a little sun in the middle. Don't allow anyone to take your power. Especially if you work with other people. If any of you are working with a guide, with a teacher, a master, and you're sensing something is off, sometimes people are afraid to leave those dynamics because of the power differential. Just listen to yourself. Because I get with some of you, what some of the things that you are coming forth and you're going to be creating in 2024 is going to be a huge level up. Some of you are opening up different gifts as they relate to your intuition and psychic abilities. And some of you, that's going to affect your work in a positive way, but other people may feel a certain something about it. So the energy is going to be important, because you'll feel it when you talk about something and you're like, oh my gosh, I've become, who knows, really psychic in this area, or my skills have opened up and I've been able to connect and channel to XYZ, and I'm getting something strongly with someone that's guiding you, teaching you, around you, or it could be in like a class, something there. Don't allow anyone to take your power, in other words. Don't allow anyone to diminish that, or to allow their energy to affect you. You're learning to really stand on your own 2 feet energetically and hold your power in 2024. Okay, let's take a look at some oracle to get more information on your soul path. What else do my Pisces need to know for 2024? I feel like in situations that you guys have experienced in 2023 and beyond, there's been quite a few people that have tried to diminish who you are energetically. And I feel like this 2024 year is going to be about a comeback. You got Mars, action. Keywords associated with Mars include desire, impulses, courage, force, heat, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, sex drive. I've mentioned heat before and warmth earlier in this reading. This is revving up how you're being seen. And you got Leo, quarter 4, and then for how to overcome your obstacle. Leo energy showing up completely, because the sun rules over Leo, and the sun is about our ambition, our life force energy, our power, our goals. It also rules over father figures, authority figures as well, our career. This is showing up in a very different way. This is for any of you, because I'm getting carnelian, the crystal carnelian. I don't know, we suggest crystals. I'm getting carnelian and red crystals. There's a red crystal that I see and I don't know the name of. Red topaz maybe? But this one's completely red. Anyways, there's something here about working on your solar plexus. This is related to your sacral chakra as well. On getting that hearth, that fire burning, and using that energy to show up in a different way. Some of you, I feel it's been dimmed, it's been unbalanced, underbalanced. I want to say too, with the Mars, it's not about conflict, even though Mars represents that as well. This is taking in all of your passions, your energies, and keeping your own inner fire, your hearth. Think about it in the way as if you had a little fireplace in your heart, in your belly area. It's keeping that alive, but not allowing anyone else in there. I'm not talking about relationships or opening up to love or friendships. Don't allow anyone to disrespect that or to throw shit into the fireplace. What else do my Pisces need to know, please, for 2024 for their soul path? Oh, shoot. I felt some cards fall. Okay. We got some three cards that fell. We have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. We have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. This is a lot of leadership energy here. About listening to yourself. And taking back your power. What else do my Pisces need to know, please? I feel like this path unveiling for 2024, there's a strong reminder as if someone's knocking, keep listening to your internal light. It won't make sense to everyone, but it has to make sense to you. Otherwise, it's not going to make you happy. We have gratitude, and we've got a bunch of different feathers, colored feathers here. I feel like this gratitude is also being extended for yourself, because many people practice gratitude for things outside of themselves that they have. But I feel like for some Pisces that I'm connecting to, this is also about being thankful and grateful for who you are, for the attributes that you bring, for your energy, and for what you're able to do and help people with. I feel like I have to say this in some relationships. You may be seeing or have experienced people that have not always been kind to you and that have pinged to you certain things about themselves to you. And you may have taken it personally when it was really about themselves. Because I'm getting the energy here of sometimes when something good happens in your life or you share something, you don't always get that response back, like support. Because I get some envy and jealousy around you guys. So always remember to see people how they really are in situations too. What else do my Pisces need to know, please? Because there's something about expectations here that aren't met. We have pose brave flight. 26, which reduces to an 8. You will not let fear stop you this time. And there is, oh my gosh, what are those called? The balloon. Like the Hindenburg, a helium. You see it up here? What are they called? Dirigible? I don't know if that's the right one. Something about travel here. But look at this. You're going to overcome this. I suggested this. You will not let fear stop you this time. I feel like these self-limiting beliefs and patterns, you are going to heal this in 2024. Because we have that, for a lot of folks, relationships are key because collectively, all of us are impacted by the lunar nodes that shifted from Taurus to Scorpio to Aries, Libra. But it'll also affect you in a different way too, depending on where they are in your chart. So there's a strong energy of individuation. We got that with you guys with the Leo energy, especially in your third quarter, and the way that you can tackle the obstacle for 2024 around separating emotions and energies from people. It's showing up for yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to be by yourself. That's the thing I want to make it clear, because folks think I have Aries, I'm going to be solo. No, it's about separating yourself and making sure you're distinct from the pack. That's the most superficial explanation I can give. Making sure that you're not blending into others. It's like watercolors, but you're not spreading it. That watercolor has its distinct borders. How can my Pisces best nourish and take care of themselves for 2024? What can they continue to do? What can they learn? What can they nurture and engage in? Okay. We have 3 cards. We have 14, which reduces to a 5, connect with your ancestors. And we got a tree again. For you guys, there's something important here that's happening in 2024. You're going to heal something big in your lineage. Remember, you got the tree for the friends and family. You got the 10 of Wands. Let me show it to you again. It's at the bottom. I have a lot of cards here. You may be seeing things about the tree of life. Things, genealogy, your ancestors, wounds coming up. There's something here that you're healing. You're putting to death in the family tree that has been repeating. Cycle. This is the past. Remember I mentioned earlier, you guys are connecting to something in the past, like past life healing, past life regression therapy, Akashic. This is connected to them. If you're interested in the video about how to connect to your ancestors, comment down below. Especially for those that haven't. Okay, you also have 3. I'm writing this down, you guys. 3s are a big number for you. 3s focus on speaking your truth, communication, creative expression, aromatherapy. This is dealing with your senses. I feel like there's a particular floral essence or herb that can help you all in 2024, like a grounding effect. As a way to center yourself. It could be any: vanilla, jasmine, mint, lavender, bergamot, eucalyptus. There's a lot of herbs. But there's something about scent because it helps you remember. And you got the moon somewhere. I don't remember. There's something about remembering and tying into your emotions. So this could speak to what I mentioned. You can get a diffuser and aromatherapy. I also extend this to any other sense, something with your olfactory senses. So it could be candles, incense, your own sprays that you make or purchase. I feel like that's going to have a very soothing effect for you, but also help cleanse you at the same time. Almost, you know, when you feel a little bit overwhelmed, and sometimes when you sniff something certain, like sometimes people, coffee helps them, others it's eucalyptus or rose or jasmine. That's what I'm feeling. It's going to have a profoundly positive effect on your energy management, and distinguishing it from others. Same thing with your emotions. Finally, we got 4, be still. In 2024, some of you are learning how to receive. Perhaps that's why we have the confluence of water energy, because these energies are also about receiving with the feminine energy. Some of you have been doing. This ties into love and your relationships with other people, non-love or in platonic too. Some of you are the ones, like I said, over-givers, and you're learning how to receive, which can be really uncomfortable. but it also ties into your values. So making sure you nourish yourself, because you got shitload of energy on taking care of yourself, spending quality time with yourself, treating yourself like that expensive bar of chocolate. Some of you may want to do, they have chocolate services like spas, chocolate face masks. There's something about chocolate here. Some of you, that may be a luxury for you, something that you find indulgent, but there's something here about receiving and learning to receive. Massage is another way. Some of you sleep, and simply dialing down the clutter, the noise, so that you can discern any incoming messages, not just practical, but psychically and intuitively. Okay, let's wrap this up. What messages do these spirit animals have for my Pisces for 2024? You guys are really going up levels fast with your emotional self and body. We got Heron, the bird. Patience. Create a place in nature stillness. I mentioned that. I think there's something with nature with you guys. Create a place in nature stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. That's the Leo energy. Patience will bring you rewards. Hold on, let me put it in case you want to take a picture. Hold on. There we go. Absolutely amazing. In 2024, it's going to be so important to honor yourself. That may take some practice, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. Take it step by step. Do not overwhelm yourself. But 2024 is going to be the year you master your energy. And that's going to have such a profound effect on your relationships, on every area of your life. Because it's going to elevate you. It's like your leadership is going up a notch. It's going to give you a lot more confidence too, and it's going to give you a lot more inner equilibrium, because you're going to be able to discern what's yours and what's not. What messages do the archangels have for my Pisces for 2024? Okay, we're going to pluck one. Thank you. We have Archangel Christiel. Connect with unicorns. Receive the white ascension flame. This is beautiful. This is one of purification, cleansing, protection. You can, I recommend on YouTube, they have a shitload. Some of you are healers, so you already know what practice or ritual to take with this white light. You can visualize, simply put. And because of the sensory experience, I recommend connecting it to some type of scent that you like, so that in moments you can connect to that quickly. And also music if you like, but you just envision yourself. You can call upon Archangel Christiel, and ask to be enveloped in this, to be purified, cleansed. And they have meditations on YouTube. You just Google this. Let me put it up close. I haven't done this for anyone else, but I'm going to pull a unicorn oracle for you guys. Magic of the unicorns. Okay, guys. We got lunar energy as well. You see up here? Okay, I've got my unicorn deck. Let's see what additional message you need to hear from the unicorns. Okay. What messages or message do the unicorns have for my Pisces for 2024? Okay, we got one here. We got an 8, open to abundance. Believe you deserve. Accept plenty and prosperity. We've got rainbows, sunflowers, coins, more flowers, gold, 2 blue birds. I'll show you the message and the card. There we go. Here's the top of the unicorn. This is tied to self-worth. I already talked about it. Sometimes I forget and I repeat myself. So this is connecting back to your core values, your value system, what you believe you deserve, because many of you deserve way more than what you've been entertaining or been involved. Think about something that's going to help too, is think about what makes you feel wealthy and abundant. It has nothing to do with money, actually. Even though money may be a part of it, it's something bigger. We got flowers here. Some of you like bouquets of flowers, a certain scent. And start incorporating that along with engaging in some of this deeper work with ancestors and this self-limiting belief pattern. Let's get a final card from Archangel Michael. What final messages or message does Archangel Michael have for my Pisces for 2024? Thank you. Okay. We got 23, which reduces to a 5. Pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Something about mountains here, you all. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. This looks like an ancestor, doesn't it? But maybe it's just Archangel Michael praying with a person on earth. We got gratitude and prayer. So that's a practice or 2 practices too to engage with, to connect, further connect. Because I feel like you've got folks from the other side, and folks, as it resonates with you, from other dimensions, realities, believe it as that want to connect to you. But some of you, it's as if you are, you know, when you turn the radio on or the TVs from a while ago when there'd be static and you're like, I can't hear it, I can't make out the sounds, and you fix the antenna. Some of you, you've been tuned into the wrong frequency, but also hearing a lot of clutter and static from other people's energy. That's why there's such a focus for you all to master this, because you're very porous. The Pisces I'm connecting to, you may have stelliums, you may have prominent placements, and it could just be the way it's aspected in your chart, and just energetically without that. You just absorb a lot. And so right now it's about cleaning up the channels. It's like, okay, we're gonna get the antenna right in 2024 so that you can connect to your energies, but you know that it's not yours. You're gonna discern that it's others. My Pisces, I hope this reading has helped. I sense just a lot of growth, a beautiful reading, a lot of growth. Remember, it's all about how you respond, and I hope this resonated with someone. Come back, update me, feel free. If this has helped in any way, please hit the thumbs up button. It truly helps support my channel. Comment down below and share with me your stories. I always love hearing from you guys. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you a beautiful end of 2023 and just so much more in 2024. You're leveling up big time. I'm hearing Who's the Boss. I will see you soon. Take care.